Hey everybody, Eric Dorward here with the Spartan Rocketry Club, continuing our build of the Estes Loadstar II. In the intervening time, the fins here have set up nicely. They are reasonably straight. So the remaining thing that really needs to be done, well, I do need to put fillets on the joints, but I'm not going to do that just quite yet, mostly because the way it's oriented and needs to be oriented for the time being is up. And if I put fillets on, well, the glue will just drip down, and that's not good for anybody. So in any event, the next thing that needs to be done is I need to install a couple things onto this. One is the motor mount, which of course is right here. It's ready to go. I put myself a down arrow as a reminder. It's going to fit in like this, and it needs to be flush with the ends like so. The other thing that I need is here we are. This adapter right here. This is going to go in like so, and this is going to be the friction part that holds the two stages together. Remember, the motor will do some of that work, but I also need this. So in any event, it's also pretty nice because that's how the thing is going to stay together when there's like not a motor in it. Now I need to mark 5/8 of an inch on the adapter, which is, I would assume, pretty sure this is 1.5 inches, so it should be, halfway. Sorry, 1.25 inches. So 5/8 would be right there, and yeah, that is the midpoint. So let's get to gluing. I'm going to put some glue on the inside of this using kind of a dowel. That should be adequate for the job. The instructions don't actually call for you to measure a certain amount, or a certain distance. But basically, I want to probably get glue about halfway up into this stage. That should probably be plenty. And in it goes. I'm going to put a second bit of glue right by a little bit farther in, but I'm just going to squeeze that in with the glue bottle rather than worry about brushing it with my dowel here. Balls of scrap. It's not really a dowel because it's not round. All right, that should be plenty. And then I'm going to put some glue inside like so as well. Since I've already test fit this, I'm not particularly worried about any issues here. But again, make sure that the side with the block, usually you would think would be pointing up, but my reminder arrow right there tells me that is not the case. It is going to be pointed down. Right. This time, unfortunately, I can't just do that because the fins ever so slightly go beyond the end of the tube. So just use your finger to push. And I think I bumped it a little far, so I'm pushing the end of the tube back out. And that looks pretty good. I would like to get a bit of a glue fillet down in there, but that's not going to be particularly easy. That's a long way to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to just dribble it in, so I'm going to get my scrap here again. We'll take that approach. That's more than I actually want. And I'm not sure how effective this is actually going to be, but I think it's worth a try. It's nice to have a little bit of extra support past whatever glue I managed to get by squeezing the motor mount down in there in the first place. So a little excess glue probably be nothing. All right, so that's probably about as good as that's going to get. Now it is time to attach this. I already checked it once, but Doesn't hurt to check it twice. That should be fine. And I'm just going to apply the glue directly here, and I'm not putting it right at the edge. I'm giving myself, like a 1/4 of an inch or so of space, like so. Yeah, there we go. And then in it goes to the line. I'm going to spin it around a little bit to kind of spread the glue out, should it not have been particularly even. Okay, so that takes care of that. This first stage is basically built, aside from, again, I need to do some fillets. And you know what, I might as well do them now, because the glue in here that's inside the tube, there isn't very much of it, honestly. I actually kind of scrape the walls here to spread. There are a couple little glue blobs that I could have done without. And I don't really need this to be, like face down, because there's not enough glue for it to really pool. So let's do the fillets then. Again, these have multiple purposes. Part of it is aesthetics. It looks better to have like a curved surface here, but it is actually, it will strengthen the joint, and it is actually good for the aerodynamics, because the fillet is, somewhat U-shaped, which is a whole lot better than just a right angle, essentially a right angle in between the fin and the tube. Bit of extraneous glue in a couple places here. I'm going to try to scratch off. There we go. All right, so this needs to dry. I don't really want it just lying like this, because first of all, it's going to flop over. Second of all, it's not super stable. It's probably not going to work quite right either. So what I think I'm going to do is, might be able to do like a number like this. Yeah, that'll work. So that's just going to have it sit like this, just propped up on a glue ring. If you want it to be. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So that's the first stage. The first stage is essentially complete. The second stage, I've already done lines for fin marking. Probably won't get to that this video, but what I do need to get to is building the motor mount. This motor mount is not going to be identical to the last one for a variety of reasons. The spacing of where these are going to go, the centering rings, is going to be slightly different. And the one thing I need to be very careful of here is that I get the lower of the two centering rings in the right position. Because if I put it too far down toward where the fire comes out, that'll be a problem, because I need at least 5/8 of an inch for the red the joint right there to be able to fit in. So if I don't do that right, well, that's going to be a problem. The other thing too is the engine block here is not going to go at the very back end either, because if it did, then the motor wouldn't, the two motors when put together wouldn't be sitting in the right place, and there'd be a gap in between them, or neither of them would be up against the engine block, which would also be problematic. So yeah, let's make sure that we measure all this stuff right then. All right, so on the motor mount itself, I need a 3/4 inch mark, that's there, and a 2.5 inch mark, that's right there. I'm going to put another arrow showing which way is down. Okay, I'm going to need the ruler and the pencil again here shortly, but for now, just going to slide the centering rings into place, which is to say past into place, and then I will put my glue lines on as usual. I've somewhat deformed this top centering ring by getting it on here, which is kind of problematic. I also did a little bit of damage to the tube here, but this is the top end, and nothing really should ever get that far up, so that shouldn't be an issue. All right, applying my glue ring. I think I'm going to do this one at a time this time instead of trying to do them both at the same time. So, oops. Second stage decided it wanted to dislodge itself a little bit. Oh well. Anyway, sliding things down. A little more. Okay, that's basically in place, but it's not. One part of it was in place, but not the whole thing. Have it a bit askew. That looks a lot better. Repeat the process for the upper, or I guess it's a lower, the part closer to where the engine is going to go in. Again, that notch in it is usually for an engine hook, but since this kit isn't going to use engine hooks, it's a non-issue. By the way, because this doesn't use an engine hook, when you put the motor into this, into the second stage, it's not going to be a problem. It's not going to pop out the back because there's a block back there, but the block is going to go in this side. So you're going to use some tape, some masking tape to friction fit the motor in here. That doesn't always work super well. Typically, when I have a kit without a motor mount or without a motor hook or some kind of retention system, yeah, I use some masking tape to hold it in place, but I also literally tape the edge of the motor to the motor mount. That's not really going to be an option for this one either, which is somewhat problematic. Fortunately, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. The thing to worry about there, by the way, is if you don't have it in properly. So the motor goes in, the ejection charge blows this way, but instead of firing off the gases and dislodging everything this way, it could shoot the motor out the back. Or it could do both. But if it just shoots the motor out the back, then nothing's going this way to pop the parachute. That's a problem. And if it does both, then the force being pushed on the parachute isn't as high as it could be, and it might not pop things out thoroughly, which obviously would also be a problem. All right, let's double check my measurements here. I should have 3/4 of an inch, and that's fine. And this should be at 2.5. That's good too. All right, next, I need to put the motor mount in. I need the yellow pusher tube, which is somewhat familiar Estes technique at this point. Here it is. Now I need to measure off. In this case, it says I need 3/8 of an inch. So 3/8 is right there. Yep. So how far in is that going to take it? Pretty far. I'm trying to see here where I should put the glue, and it looks like it's more or less, it's not perfectly in line, but it's basically in line with this upper ring. So I'm going to get my scrap again, and I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to go work from the other end, and I'm going to put it approximately where, a little bit in front of where I think the upper ring is going to be. You could certainly go from the bottom end, and you could measure if you really wanted to, but this is probably going to be just as good and a bit easier. All right. Regardless, This still needs to go in the bottom, because otherwise our measuring would not have done what it's supposed to do. Okay, I pushed it in place. Remove the yellow tube, of course. That is now garbage. And having a look, I actually probably used a little more glue than I need because I've got a little bit of excess here. So I'm going to see if I can't scrape some of that off, or at least spread it out. That really shouldn't make much of a difference because not much is going on here. Yeah, that looks fine. All right, last thing here, I am going to put fillets in place. The, let's say, outward facing sides of this seem to get a decent amount of glue, probably from the fact that I was pushing through the glue, but the interior sides didn't seem to get much in the way of glue to spread out. So I'm not going to put fillets on all four faces of this, because two of them basically have it already. So the interior parts need fillets, but I don't think I'm going to spend any time putting fillets on the exterior. They look pretty good. All right. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, now this is probably a reasonable place to stop for now. In the next stage of the video, and the next stage of the video, I guess it's attaching the fins and perhaps the launch lugs. Actually, I need to put two of them on there. And you know what? Since I'm thinking about it, looking at the instructions, the launch lugs need to go at, let's see, 5 inches from the end of the tube. So this is the launch lug line. I'm just going to mark this off since I'm thinking about it right now. These don't need to be incredibly accurate, but might as well. So I'm going to also put an arrow that's down. Okay. All right, so the next stage, definitely get the fins on and maybe a couple other extraneous things. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.